Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Once more, we are bringing you some Conquest models from Bellum Games. Today we have the Nords Captain, who has quite the interesting look going on. Not what I would think of usually for a very Viking-inspired captain, but nonetheless he does look pretty cool. Actually, he'd make a really cool adventurer, I think. Let's take a look inside. So he does not have a card. I want to say he goes with the Raiders. Attachment for them. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And as such, these add-on units and character models all tend to be resin, if you haven't figured that out. If you haven't seen any of these videos before. One thing is for certain, the resin quality of Bellum's models continues to make me quite pleased. Really crisp details, really nice, really easy to put together. That should probably be mentioned. Ponytails. Is that a head? Look at that fashionable hair. Somebody's looking fabulous today. A little eyepiece thing. Thankfully, all of his little rune things that are going to go on his cloak are still attached. I've had a few of those little bits like to break off in transit, but nope, they're all going to stay on. Thank goodness. We have a little bit of cleanup down there we're going to need to do. Somewhat detailed blade. We've already seen people converting them up online to quite nice results, especially with all the extra weapons that you tend to get with either the Raiders or the Huskarls or just about any of the Dweghom units. That didn't sound good. Give me a sec. I'm going to get this guy put together and we'll grab some of our other Nords and I'll show you how it turns out. Alright, we got our captain all put together here. Let's take a look at him. Well, most of him. So you'll notice he does not have his cloak attached, which is okay. I was going to attach it and it doesn't want to cooperate with the blue tack there. But what was nice was he actually got the entire backside of his tunic actually sculpted on. You could have, taken the easy way out there, Bellum, and just, left it flat or blank or actually have the cloak attached there, but I keep forgetting which way it's supposed to go. Like that. Okay. I keep forgetting, seriously. So I want to make sure that I'm actually able to get in there and paint it before I glue it on. A word of advice, you might want to make sure that when you attach his ponytails there, it's actually one piece. You do want to give some space for the cloak if you're going to go the route I did and attach it at a later point. I think you could actually also just put some green stuff, run it across, and just make it into some kind of like scarf. And I think it would work just as nice. I don't know, I look at him and he doesn't feel very Nordic, but then again, this is a fantasy game, so it's not like, he has to look like a professional Viking cosplayer or something like that. Grabbing some other Nords, a Raider, who he should be hanging out with. The Blooded, who he should be aspiring to be like. And the big bad Huskarls, who are just going to intimidate him with their amazing luxurious furs and layers of pelts and armor. So, I mean, size-wise, consistency, he's, right there where he should be. Nords are big dudes. Our poor men-at-arms is obviously going to be given a good run for his money here. To me, he almost seems like he'd make a great, Goliath adventurer if you wanted to use him as a Norseman, or especially, if you're going to do Skyrim or something. I think he'd work great right there. Let's grab some other humans in case you've never seen just how large these guys are. This is a North Star Oathmark model, same size as the Frostgrave guy. Our good old Inquisitor Witch Hunter friend here. Let's grab an actual Frostgrave guy, just to get you guys. So you can see he is a bit bigger. If you wanted to go the route of Privateer, I think he's going to fit in a lot better. You jump into him having to mess around with Malifaux stuff, I think the scale's going to be a little bit off, but size-wise, I think it's going to look pretty good. I can definitely see this guy hanging as well with a lot of 3D printed models, because at least then you can kind of tweak and tailor the scale to your liking. So if you do prefer larger models, Like, let's say, some of the stuff from Artisan Guild, because I have them handy. I don't think you're going to have much issue with where they're going to be fitting in, with the exception of the fact that the Parabellum Nord guy is way, way sharper details. But, you know, I expect that as well when I'm dealing with cast resin models. We're having a modern GW human, even though he is a bit hunched over. I could see them hanging out together if you wanted to use these guys as like Chaos Marauders or something. I've had in the back of my head grabbing some Huskarls and putting some horns on them and just going ahead and painting them up as full-on Chaos Warriors. Because look at this, if you haven't seen this, the Chaos Warriors themselves are even dwarfed by these dudes. And I mean, they got the big shields, they've got the furs, they've got the cloaks, they've got big honking weapons. All they need are just some nice horns and maybe some black armor. So if you wanted to use these guys as Marauders as well and proxy in a whole full-on Age of Sigmar, you know, Blood Reavers, Chaos Warriors, the whole kit and caboodle, you could totally do that with the Conquest stuff as well. But since we've got the First Blood rules, and hopefully we're going to see those in print, because I totally am going to buy it, because I hate having to flip around on my computer or my tablet or my phone, when I would much prefer having a book. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Definitely I could see him getting some use, because funny enough, I mean, I've got just about every single Nords unit painted in, you know, groups of 3 or 4 models at a time, so I definitely could field myself a nice Nords warband. I guess I should get a shaman and some of the bow and arrow looking dudes. Or once we get those werewolves, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, because I know they've got the skinwalkers or whatever they're called. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I will put a link down below if you guys want to take a look and check out Parabellum's site yourselves, because they've got all kinds of cool stuff there. Oh my goodness, we forgot the Ogre friend of his. Yeah, look at that big boy. He just wants some love. I'm very sad because I can't find any of the shoulder pads or extra armor bits that came with these guys. Okay, anyway. Take a look at Parabellum's site. They've got all kinds of lore, background info, how-to instruction guides, which I keep getting reminded of because I never bothered to check when I'm building these things. And they're just overall a cool company that I would love to see continue to grow. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Hopefully. Bye-bye.